Hey racers, welcome back to the channel. My name's Anthony, and on today's video, we're going to be doing something I've been wanting to do for a long time now, and that is install a load cell brake pedal. Now we're going to be installing this, and as well as giving you our initial driving impressions with the load cell brake pedal. This is the Fanatec CSL Load Cell brake kit. We've already got their Fanatec CSL pedal kit, and what's really cool about the Fanatec CSL pedal kit is it is completely customizable. You can have a clutch, a regular brake pedal, which we have here, and the throttle pedal, or by adding the load cell brake kit, this pedal then converts over to a clutch pedal. You slide it over, disconnect it, and connect it through the load cell pedal, and then the load cell brake pedal will take its place. So you have a lot of options there in terms of what kind of immersion you're looking for, what kind of feedback you're looking to get, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting this installed on the rig. We've got our pedal box moved all the way forward on our Fanatec CSL Cockpit. Let's go ahead and get that brake pedal loosened up and slid over so we can have room for the load cell kit. Now the load cell kit upgrade comes with everything needed to complete this modification. You have your Ethernet cable, you have your USB RJ12, you have your T20 Torx bolts for the top of the pedal right there on the deck, as well as your Torx handle as well. Of course, you've got your load cell brake pedal all fully assembled, comes fully assembled, and then we've got our instructions as well. Let's get into it. Now, the cool thing about the Fanatec lineup is all you need is a basic set of hand tools to get most of these jobs done. And they supply a lot of the tools like the Allens and the Torx bits. We do have these more securely fastened to the pedal box right here. And again, just a basic set of hand tools and some bolts and nuts to get that accomplished. So we're gonna get the CSL base brake pedal loosened up and ready to get moved over. So we're just gonna loosen these 4 T20 Torx bolts. So I went ahead and took the entire upper pedal box off just to kind of give you a better picture of what's going on here. So we've got the original brake pedal, non-load cell taken out. That's going to get moved over. We're going to get this installed on the pedal box and adjust it as to our liking. We may need to slide the throttle pedal over just to get the spacing that we're looking for. And then we'll get everything hooked up and connected with the supplied cables. All right, so we have the pedal box all set up. Everything's disconnected. Now we're going to go ahead and flip this over to show you how to hook up everything so you don't fry anything or damage anything. Okay, so pay attention to these next few steps. So we're flipped over. So this is our accelerator pedal. This is our load cell. This is now our clutch. So the previous line that was hooked up to the brake input on the accelerator pedal from the old brake pedal is now your clutch. So you're going to hook that cable that comes from that to the clutch port on the accelerator pedal, which when you're looking at it is this first one right here. So I'll go ahead and get that one seated. Go ahead and I guess throw the cable into the clips just to keep it tucked out of the way. All right, next, you're gonna take the supplied cable from the load cell brake kit. It is labeled wheelbase load cell on one end and load cell on the other. You're gonna connect that on this port of the accelerator pedal with the one that's marked wheelbase load cell. So we'll get that insert there. And you're gonna mount it to the left side as you're looking at it of the load cell brake pedal. And again, the label says just load cell. The input here just says load cell. Meanwhile, on the other side, it has 2 inputs. So we'll get that set up now. Get our cable management sorted best we can. This next step is extremely important. You can either use the RJ12 and the USB cable supplied. That is if you're going to hook this up directly to a PC. If you're not going to hook it up directly to a PC and you're going to go through the wheelbase, the original cable that we used to connect our accelerator pedal to the wheelbase is now going to connect to the remaining input on the side of the load cell brake pedal. So depending on which one you're going to use is going to determine which connector you use. Do not do both at the same time. You should only have one wire coming out of this side of the load cell brake pedal. Either this one directly to a PC or this one through the wheelbase. Since we're using a Fanatec base, we're going to go through the wheelbase. It also changes the way in which you can tune the load cell brake kit. So we're going to get this hooked back up to our cable that's already routed through the Fanatec Cockpit and get everything dialed in. So now we've got the pedals mounted back up to the pedal box. We've got the cable routed up through the cockpit frame, and then it comes out right here in a little cavity, as you can see on that side. And we've got it connected to the wheelbase right where it was before. Now we need to go ahead and get on the Fanatec website and download the driver module for the load cell kit. We are on the Fanatec control panel. Make sure your wheelbase is powered up. Obviously it's going in through the wheelbase, so it needs to be able to connect and see the wheelbase. We don't have a steering wheel connected, but we're not really worried about that right now. We're going to go to pedals via base. There we go. As you can see right there, it is registering. We already have the latest software, but we're going to go ahead and download the newest and latest driver to make sure we are all up to date with our software. Now a restart is required once everything is done getting it installed, so we're going to go ahead and go through that reboot process now. Now once you've gone through all the driver updates and all that, you can go ahead and go to your tuning menu and select pedals, and now we can select how much brake force we want in order to achieve 100% braking. So in a sense, if you go all the way down, it's going to take very little movement, very little, to hit maximum. I'm probably only traveling, it feels like probably like 5 millimeters or something. Whereas if you go all the way to the max, and the effort was very minimal. If you go to max, it takes a ton of pressure to get it all the way up to 100. So that, to me, for this setup is a little bit excessive. So I found the sweet spot for me was about 70. I'm not overcooking it, and I'm not gonna get tired after 3 laps, you know. So that's where I'm setting mine at. Now let's hop into the sim and see how it feels. This should make trail braking significantly easier to modulate versus the old Hall effect brake pedal, which we were using, that you're kind of guessing, you know, all the force is about the same all the way through the pedal travel. Whereas this, it takes a lot of force to get it, you know, where you want it, you know, positioned. And then just that little decrease in modulation allows you to trail brake a lot more accurately. And that's what we're looking for with this load cell brake kit. So let's get into the sim and test it out. Now, as we get into the sim, definitely check out the links in the video description below. These are affiliate links which directly help out the channel tremendously, and it's at no additional cost to you. Looks like we've got a few things to download. I haven't been on iRacing in probably about a week and a half, so lots to probably update on there. But yeah, definitely guys, appreciate it. And if you have any feedback, drop a comment. I read all the comments and try to answer those as best as possible. But definitely look forward to looking at those and reading those and helping you guys out if you're a little bit undecided. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get in the Mustang GT3 because I tend to drive GT3 cars for the most part. Well, that's what I enjoy driving the most. And we'll get around a circuit like Catalunya where there's a lot of different kind of braking zones. All right, guys, here we go. Ooh. Now we do have cold tires, so. Ooh. That's a nice feeling, for sure. There we go. Okay. Oh, kind of underestimate how much you have to really push the brake pedal now. I'm so used to not having that force. This is gonna. They do say it does take you know a little bit of time to get used to it, for sure. And that's what I'm finding out right now. But I like the feedback of it. It's a lot more realistic, you know. When you're in a car, you know, you shouldn't be burying the brake pedal 3 inches every time, you know. Whoop. The brake pedal should not be traveling, you know, 3 inches for the same amount of braking force every time like it was with the Hall effect. This is a lot more accurate, a lot more sensitive. And that tuning menu really allows you to customize it to, you know, your specific application, your needs, your level of immersion desires, you know. Whoop. All right, Let's see how this first braking zone goes. Well, that went very nicely, and the way it trail braked was really, really good. Oh, you gotta be careful because I can already tell you I love it. This is just gonna take some getting used to. But similar to when I went from the 5 Nm DD wheelbase and then installed the boost kit, I fell in love with it instantly. Whoop! So yeah, I would say if you're definitely looking for, you know, more immersion and a more realistic sim experience, you definitely got to get a load cell brake pedal. So there it is, guys. There's my impressions of the Load Cell CSL brake kit by Fanatec, and as well as how to install it. Definitely enjoy your feedback in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you at the track.